Imagine this. The screen fades to black. A voice whispers, "When was the last time you heard the truth about Malcolm Jamal Warner?" Get ready, because what's just been uncovered about his final moments isn't a simple twist. It's a bombshell. Secrets buried for years are finally breaking loose. A story filled with shock, mystery, and revelations no one ever dared to share. Now, everything changes. What you're about to witness will challenge everything you thought you knew. This is not the story you expected. This is the story that will leave you breathless. And behind all these hidden truths, can you guess who steps into the spotlight? Phylicia Rashad. Yes, the cherished and admired TV mom, loved by audiences everywhere, has finally broken her silence after years of staying quiet. She isn't just sharing words. You're about to hear revelations that could stun you, exposing betrayals and darker realities no one ever imagined. Phylicia Rashad has set off a storm, and what she reveals will leave you in disbelief. So what really went on? Are you ready to confront the truth? Drop a 1 in the comments if you stand with Malcolm Jamal Warner, or 0 if you see it differently. And if his legacy ever touched your life, hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the powerful revelations still to come. What could she have seen that left her so shaken? That's the question haunting everyone, as the final moments of Malcolm's life remain clouded in mystery. What makes it even more unsettling is how Hollywood now acts as if nothing ever happened. Why has everyone who once stood close to Malcolm fallen into silence? This man not only endured life's ordinary struggles, but also carried a hidden pain that few could ever imagine. The burned letters, the erased voicemails, each one leaves behind a trail of suspicion no one can fully explain. But the most haunting clue of all is the second voice recording Malcolm left behind. Now that the voice has surfaced, the web of dark secrets is slowly unraveling, leaving us to wonder whether everything that happened was part of a much bigger plan we've never fully understood. Phylicia, the one who witnessed it all, has finally stepped forward to reveal a piece of the truth she alone has carried for years. What really happened to Malcolm, the vanishing of critical evidence, and the chilling fact that part of his final audio message was deliberately hidden, none of this can possibly be just coincidence. This isn't just a tragic tale. It's a curtain pulled back to reveal the hidden truths behind the scenes. And now, through Phylicia's account, we begin to see a clearer picture of a man drawn into a world of unspoken pain. This is what really happened in the shadows, when no cameras were rolling and a broken heart was left with no way to heal. So brace yourself. This is no ordinary story. It's a farewell, a reckoning, and a record of truths all in one. And if you thought the drama was buried, think again. It has risen from the ashes. Let's rewind to 72 hours before the shocking death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. In his final days, Malcolm's behavior went far beyond mere exhaustion. It was disturbingly unusual. He didn't just lock his phone, he sealed it inside a fireproof safe. He unplugged his smart TV. He filled the pages of a leather-bound notebook as though preparing a confession. Every move was so unlike him that it raised urgent questions about what was really weighing on his mind. These weren't random acts of fatigue. They were the calculated actions of someone carrying a heavy hidden burden. While all these unsettling signs were emerging, Phylicia Rashad stepped onto the scene. Don't be mistaken, she may be the beloved TV queen adored by millions, but behind closed doors, her role was far deeper than anyone imagined. She carried out a mission Malcolm himself had pleaded with her to keep hidden, a task so critical, a secret so guarded, that only the two of them could ever understand it. In that moment, Phylicia became the sole keeper of what Malcolm could never entrust to anyone else. According to a deleted message allegedly shared by someone who claimed to be Phylicia's former assistant, Malcolm phoned her late one night in a frantic, breathless panic. Over and over he repeated the same chilling words, "They know I know, and they're going to make sure I never say it." That single sentence, heavy with fear and urgency, makes it clear Malcolm believed he was being watched, silenced, and threatened by forces far greater than himself. Yet the questions remain. Who exactly were they? How could a man as strong as Malcolm feel so cornered? And why was he convinced that someone was determined to bury the truth he carried? As we continued digging 1G deeper, it became clear that the they Malcolm spoke of may have included some of the most powerful figures in the entertainment world. We're talking about studio executives, high-profile network attorneys, and even former actors tied to secretive dealings. The web connecting these individuals paints a murky and unsettling picture, one where the very people with influence appear to be orchestrating a cover-up, working to silence Malcolm before he could expose what he knew. This is no longer just a personal tragedy. It's unraveling into something far bigger, a shadowy conspiracy where unseen forces pull the strings from behind the curtain. Phylicia was with Malcolm just a day before his death. This wasn't a casual text or late-night call. She went straight to his home, an unusual move given the pressure Malcolm was under. Footage from a neighbor's Ring camera, mysteriously erased only 2 days later, captured the one piece of evidence: her arrival at exactly 3:47 a.m. Though the clip lasted only seconds, it raised unsettling questions for everyone who saw it. Why was she there at that hour? And more importantly, what was inside the envelope she carried so tightly in her hands? Phylicia appeared in a long black coat, as if deliberately dressed to blend into the night and avoid attention. But what left people even more unsettled was the sealed envelope clutched tightly in her hands. The mystery only deepened when the footage, believed by many to hold vital evidence, suddenly vanished without a trace. Did that envelope contain critical documents? And why was it so important to erase every sign of Phylicia's presence at such a decisive hour? These haunting questions remain unanswered, adding yet another layer to the shadow surrounding Malcolm Jamal Warner's death. Why did Phylicia stay for only 19 minutes? And why, right after she left, did Malcolm send his sister a chilling message with a cryptic instruction: "If anything happens, start with her"? These words not only unsettled his family, but also sparked relentless curiosity about the true purpose of that brief meeting. Following Malcolm's lead, we began digging, and what we uncovered was startling. That same night, Phylicia placed 3 anonymous calls to a phone number tied to a shell company connected to a prominent former entertainment lawyer. Those calls blurred the lines even further, making it clear that nothing about this story is as straightforward as it seems. Less than a day after that brief meeting, Malcolm was discovered unconscious in his home under unsettling circumstances. Unopened letters lay scattered across the floor, the front door had been left unlocked, and every mirror in the house was draped in black cloth. According to reports, the entire scene looked eerily staged, almost like it had been prepared with careful intention. From Phylicia's brief 19-minute visit to the bizarre details inside the house, the sequence of events appeared far from ordinary, leading many to believe that what happened was not random at all, but part of a larger, darker puzzle surrounding the final hours of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Malcolm's final call wasn't to 911. It was to an unfamiliar residence in Burbank, a detail that immediately raised suspicion about the circumstances of his death. The question we're all left asking is, why, in a life-or-death moment, Would he reach out to a non-emergency address instead of emergency services? This puzzling choice doesn't just cast doubt on what really happened. It suggests that unseen factors may have been shaping his final actions. And if you've believed this was merely a tragic accident or a quiet passing, it may be time to rethink everything you thought you knew about this case. Malcolm's final message, saved as a memo titled "Don't Let Them Lie," was leaked by someone claiming to be a former intern at the production company. The recording includes words many believe to be either warnings or revelations Malcolm was preparing to confront, adding yet another layer of mystery to his death and fueling a wave of public concern. The contents of this memo raise pressing questions about the people or forces that may have interfered in Malcolm's life before his passing. Questions that have now sparked a deeper, more dramatic search for the hidden truths we were never meant to know. In the leaked recording, Malcolm's voice shook as he declared, "If this gets out, it means they got me. I didn't fall, I didn't overdose, I didn't give up." His words, charged with urgency and fear, revealed that he felt trapped and watched by forces he could never escape. "They'll say I did it. They always do," he added, as though resigned to the idea that the truth he carried would never reach the world. And then, not long after, he was gone. Yet the mystery didn't end with his passing. Phylicia Rashad returned, her second appearance arriving just after paramedics reached the scene, a timing that only deepened the unsettling questions surrounding Malcolm's final hours. Phylicia Rashad returned once more. But this time, the atmosphere was entirely different. According to a paramedic on the scene, Phylicia asked to step inside the house before Malcolm's body was removed. She explained that she had a spiritual duty to recover a private item. When pressed about what it was, Phylicia quietly replied, "It's something he left behind." Her words not only deepened the mystery surrounding Malcolm's final hours, but also stirred suspicion about what truly took place that night. What was the item she sought to retrieve, and why was it so vital? These unanswered questions have only made the story darker, more tangled, and filled with uncertainty. Then she walked out, carrying the same worn envelope and gripping a flash drive marked with the label Cosby footage. That moment didn't just raise eyebrows, it made it clear that what she held was no ordinary file. And let's be clear, this isn't some made-up Lifetime drama. This is real life, unfolding like a film, where the hidden shadows of Hollywood are being dragged into the light. The dark corridors of the entertainment industry are slowly opening, and we now find ourselves standing at the edge of a truth few ever expected to confront. Piece by piece, the puzzle is coming together, and it's unlike any story you've ever heard before. And just when it feels like this story couldn't go any darker, brace yourself, because the real story is only now beginning. The chilling footage of Malcolm's final moments is about to surface, turning whispers and speculation into undeniable truth. This isn't just about uncovering the circumstances of his death. It's a jolt to everyone who thought they already understood this industry. Secrets buried for years are finally being dragged into the open, and what comes next could change the way we see Hollywood forever. The last pieces are falling into place, and a tale packed with hidden twists is slowly coming into focus. Social media has suddenly turned into a crime scene of its own. Hashtags like Satqueru What Happened to Malcolm, As Rashad Knows, and even Tucker Murder Cover-Up are spreading across every platform at lightning speed. The online community is no longer staying quiet, and all eyes are now fixed on the unanswered details. Phylicia Rashad, who once chose silence, is no longer hiding in the shadows. She has begun sharing things that were once dismissed as speculation, marking a turning point that has everyone paying attention. But the most shocking revelation of all comes from a deleted interview she recorded for an anonymous YouTube channel known as Black Room Confessionals. In the video, Phylicia sits poised in a candlelit room, the atmosphere heavy and charged with mystery. The setting resembles a Harlem brownstone, with aged walls and dim, shadowy light. Staring directly into the camera, she speaks in a calm but hauntingly deliberate tone. Malcolm was tired, but he wasn't allowed to die that night. Someone made sure he wouldn't say anything anymore. I'm sorry. Her words don't just shock. They force viewers to confront the silence surrounding the story. The statement feels like both a revelation and a riddle, leaving everyone to wonder what truths still remain hidden in the shadows. With those words spoken, the story takes an even sharper turn. The comments section beneath the video explodes. Some fans applaud Phylicia for her courage in speaking out, while others lash out, accusing her of guilt and making the mystery even murkier. But then, something truly startling happens. At the 38-minute mark, Phylicia leans forward and whispers something so faint that viewers have to lower the volume to catch it. She murmurs, "He has evidence. In the envelope. That's why they came early." That single line throws everything into deeper confusion, igniting a wave of suspicion and fueling even greater curiosity online. Never has the story felt so tangled, layered, and filled with hidden meanings. Who arrived early? And what was truly happening? These questions only grow louder as the story sinks deeper into uncertainty. An anonymous source, allegedly tied to Malcolm's final project, claims that he had been preparing to release a series of voice memos exposing hidden dealings within the elite circles of black entertainment. These recordings are said to contain undeniable truths about what really lies beneath the glittering surface of the industry. And these aren't just reckless accusations. They appear to be vital clues, pieces of evidence that certain individuals have worked hard to keep buried. The memos also reveal a cryptic account tied to the production budget of The Cosby Show, one of the most iconic television programs in history. But the issue goes far beyond simple production costs. It points to shadowy financial transactions designed to safeguard the interests of a powerful few. Such revelations won't just rattle those inside the industry, they'll stun the public, who never imagined that what they saw on screen could be concealing such unsettling truths. A screenshot now circulating online shows a direct message between Malcolm and a prominent Hollywood journalist, sent just days before his death. It reads, "I need to take it down soon before they find out I've copied it." Though brief, the message carries heavy implications, leaving everyone who knew Malcolm questioning what secrets he had uncovered. The pressing questions remain. Who exactly are they? And what was it that he copied? On the surface, it may look like an ordinary exchange, but the tension beneath those words suggests Malcolm had stumbled upon something significant, something he believed had to be hidden, or at least kept from reaching the public eye. Once this message surfaced, it spread like wildfire, quickly becoming a hot topic in industry circles and private conversations. It turned into a heated point of debate, leaving those who had worked with Malcolm questioning whether he was about to reveal something that was never meant to be exposed. The few words in that message didn't just spark confusion. They ignited a wave of suspicion about whether it was directly tied to Malcolm's sudden death. And the more people began to dig, the more tangled the web of questions became, making the truth behind his final days feel more complicated and elusive than ever. A Reddit thread titled Malcolm's Envelope Theory blew up overnight after users began dissecting who actually entered Malcolm's apartment the night before his death. The biggest red flag? A strange 17-minute gap in the hallway surveillance footage, exactly the window of time that could hold the answers. That missing stretch immediately cast doubt on what really went down. Viewers pored over the footage frame by frame, treating it like a true crime documentary. Some pointed fingers at Phylicia, while others suggested it could have been a paid-off assistant slipping in unnoticed. Nobody knows for certain, but one thing is clear. The questions about who stepped inside that apartment are only getting louder by the day. If you're hooked by these suspicions and want to stay on top of every twist, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss the next shocking update. Although investigators haven't given us clear answers yet, one fact can't be ignored. When police entered Malcolm's home, there were no signs of forced entry. But one chilling detail stood out. Every drawer in the apartment had been pulled open, and his safe was found completely empty. That single discovery has only fueled deeper suspicion about what really happened in his final moments. Detectives were left puzzled, and these unsettling details have sparked a storm of speculation, making the story more tangled and mysterious than ever. And here's the detail that raises even more eyebrows. The Los Angeles Police Department still hasn't released the autopsy results. Officials claim it's due to a backlog in toxicology tests, but to many, it feels like someone's deliberately holding something back. Phylicia revealed that just 2 weeks before his death, Malcolm confided in her, saying that if anything ever happened to him, she should look inside a storage unit in Silver Lake. But when TMZ reporters showed up 3 days later, the unit was completely cleared out. Every record gone. Neighbors recalled seeing a truck at 4:47 a.m. with 2 men dressed in police uniforms, looking tense, nervous, and constantly checking over their shoulders. As the mystery deepened, Phylicia was suddenly spotted in New York the very next morning after Malcolm's death. She walked into a Harlem brownstone, and not long after, her sister Debbie Allen arrived as well. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary family visit, but then came the twist. Paparazzi captured them speaking with a tall man in a long coat. And the burning question is, who is he? According to insiders, he may be tied to crisis management, but that only raises more unsettling questions. What crisis are we talking about? Why bring in an outsider at such a critical moment? And why would someone need a crisis management expert now? The pieces of this story simply don't add up, and every detail feels deliberately obscured. Suspicion only grows when you factor in the strange timing. Why were Phylicia and Debbie suddenly in New York right after Malcolm's death? And why meet with a mysterious man whose presence hints at a crisis no one can define? Each clue feels like a puzzle piece that refuses to lock into place, leaving us with more questions than answers, and keeping the truth buried in shadow. Let's not forget, just before his death, Malcolm had finished filming a powerful documentary titled The Price of Silence, scheduled to air later this year. It was set to be a groundbreaking project, promising to uncover truths about the entertainment industry that had never been made public. But then came the shocker. The network suddenly pulled the plug, canceling the release without a single clear explanation. No official reason has been given, but insiders quietly hint that legal concerns may be at play, concerns so sensitive, no one dares to talk about them openly. Still, one rumor is stirring up even more controversy. Whispers say the footage is now locked in a battle between Malcolm's estate and a shadowy third party demanding full rights to the film. This tug-of-war has only deepened the secrecy, turning the documentary's content and ownership into a heated debate. And with so much uncertainty, the mystery only grows darker. Who really controls this project? And what hidden truths could it reveal about the final days of Malcolm Jamal Warner? Folks, doesn't this feel like a cover-up? The whole story carries the stench of backroom Hollywood deals and hidden agendas. Behind the glossy curtain of the entertainment industry, too many details don't add up. From Malcolm's sudden passing to the cloud of suspicion surrounding those closest to him, the picture we're left with is one of deception and control. But let's be clear, the story isn't finished. We haven't reached the final chapter, and the full truth may still be waiting to break through. Just when it seems Phylicia Rashad might back down or stay silent, she does the unthinkable. She walks straight into Malcolm's family's private prayer gathering, and instantly, the entire room freezes. Her sudden appearance shifts the energy, thick with tension, heavy with unspoken questions. This wasn't a casual visit. It was intentional, deliberate, and every person there could feel the weight of it. But the story doesn't end with that moment. With each move Phylicia makes, the mystery only grows more twisted, more layered, and far harder to untangle. And just when it seems this circus couldn't get any darker, boom, the final moments of Malcolm Jamal Warner drop a bombshell so heavy it shakes everything we thought we knew. Because now, this isn't just about suspicious hospital visits or whispered confessions behind closed doors. No, it climbs to an even more chilling level. Buckle up, because the last pieces are snapping into place, soaked in betrayal, silence, and a final voicemail that was never supposed to reach the light of day. The endgame has arrived. Phylicia Rashad didn't just uncover Malcolm's secret by chance. Someone handed it to her. According to reports, it came from an anonymous nurse at Cedars-Sinai who claims she saw it all unfold. She says that when Malcolm was brought in that night, he pleaded for them not to let them near him. Moments later, two men in suits, allegedly given access without any admission papers, were allowed inside his room. The nurse recalls Malcolm whispering again and again that nothing was as it appeared, and that this was never a suicide. When Phylicia finally went through Malcolm's personal belongings, she uncovered a locked iPad, a weathered notebook, and a small flash drive. At first glance, they looked like ordinary items, but together they hinted at secrets Malcolm had worked hard to protect. Still, nothing could have prepared her for what was inside the flash drive. The moment she opened it, the contents left her shaken, nearly breathless, as an indescribable weight settled over her. These weren't just hidden notes or private thoughts. What she found had the power to rewrite everything she and everyone else thought they knew about Malcolm. According to a source close to the Rashad family, the flash drive contained a single audio file, chillingly labeled Phylicia's Final Edit. That name alone carried far more weight than anyone expected. Why would an audio file bear Phylicia's name? And why was it hidden on Malcolm's drive? These questions don't just spark curiosity, they hint at a deeper, untold story. This file could be the missing key to Malcolm's final moments, and perhaps the piece of truth Hollywood has been working so hard to keep buried. The 22-minute recording has been described as the unraveling of a man caught in the grip of fear, fully aware that his world was crumbling around him. In it, Malcolm speaks of being watched, blacklisted, and threatened by a force far bigger than himself, one he could never hope to fight. He even discloses a hidden production budget tied to The Cosby Show royalties, a large sum of money that mysteriously vanished without explanation. Each word drips with despair, as if he knew both his career and his life were being controlled like pieces on a board. What we hear in that recording is more than confession. It's a warning and a desperate cry for help. And then comes the most striking statement of all. Malcolm declares, "If anything happens to me, start with Bill, but don't stop there." These words aren't just a warning. They crack open a doorway to the very truths he may have been trying to expose. Why Bill? And why insist that the search shouldn't end there? These haunting questions leave his loved ones unsettled and ignite a storm across the community, where the hidden corners of the entertainment world are being pulled into the light piece by piece. The story takes another twist just 3 days after the recording leaked, when Phylicia Rashad's Harlem brownstone was broken into. But here's the strange part. Nothing valuable was taken. The intruder seemed to want only one file. Evidence showed drawers left open and the living room piano pushed slightly out of place, as if someone had been frantically searching for something. And yet, when police arrived, no arrests were made. Instead, the incident was written off as a possible maintenance accident. A maintenance accident? With a displaced piano and rifled drawers? Hardly believable. The moment Phylicia began to take action and reveal what she knew, an anonymous real estate manager with ties to the Cosby family sent her a letter ordering her to stop using the Warner family's internal documents without permission. These papers are believed to hold critical secrets about Malcolm, and suddenly, Cosby's camp was no longer standing on the sidelines. Instead, they appeared to be holding a piece of the truth about what really happened to him. This twist only makes the story more tangled, as it seems powerful forces may be working behind the scenes, quietly pulling the strings. The pressing question now is this: have Malcolm's final words been trapped inside Hollywood's maze of bureaucracy and non-disclosure agreements? Could everything he tried to expose before his death have been buried under vague contracts and shadowy deals? These questions reach far beyond Malcolm himself. They point to a larger issue of power, control, and the extraordinary lengths some will go to keep the truth locked away in the entertainment industry. Meanwhile, social media, especially Twitter, erupted into what felt like a digital crime scene, with users dissecting every clue and debating theories about Malcolm's death. Hashtags like Justice for Malcolm and Rashad Knows dominated timelines, sparking heated discussions not only online, but also in everyday conversations among fans and truth-seekers alike. Speculation spread like wildfire, and the unresolved mysteries surrounding those involved turned social media into the front line for anyone trying to make sense of this story. On Reddit, the conversations around what Phylicia knew about Malcolm and the Cosby family have exploded into detailed analysis and speculation. Strange theories are emerging. Some users claim that the faint ticking sound in Malcolm's final recording wasn't random at all, but either a deliberate metaphor or even a real countdown leading to something significant. These ideas don't just add layers of mystery to the story. They've sparked a full-scale mental investigation within the online community, as people race to decode the hidden signs and messages Malcolm may have left behind. No one can say for certain, but one thing is clear: this story is far from over. Just this morning, well-known lawyer and whistleblower Devin Treadwell dropped a cryptic Instagram story that set the internet ablaze with speculation. In his post, he claimed that Malcolm wasn't delusional, as many had been led to believe. In fact, he insisted that Malcolm was ahead of the curve, and that people need to start seeing him in a different light. Treadwell's words weren't just commentary. They were a warning shot. They challenge everything we thought we knew about Malcolm's death, while hinting at forces powerful enough to feel threatened by the truths Malcolm carried with him. This isn't just a mic drop, it's an earthquake, shaking the very foundations of the American television family we thought we knew. Devon Treadwell's words carry hidden messages that don't just crack the surface. They shatter it, leaving the public scrambling to piece together a new picture. Suddenly, everything we grew up watching, everything we thought was harmless nostalgia, is under suspicion. Malcolm's story is no longer just a personal tragedy. It's a revelation about the darker forces at play in the entertainment industry. And with Treadwell lighting the match, the debate has exploded into a firestorm. One thing's for sure, this is only the beginning. So, is Phylicia truly safe? Or has she already become a target because of the secrets she carries? Has Malcolm's file been altered, hidden, or buried under layers of legal red tape that no one on the outside can ever touch? And what about Lisa Bonet? Will she finally break her silence? Or will she keep the weight of what she knows locked away forever? The rumors only grow stranger with whispers of a piano-file cabinet packed with Hollywood's darkest secrets, concealed and waiting for the right moment to surface. None of these questions have answers yet, and the silence from key players only deepens the suspicions surrounding it all. And then, cutting through the noise, a trembling, broken voice whispers into existence. Don't let them near me, because sometimes the most evil ones don't hide in the shadows. The words hang heavy, more than just a plea, they're a warning. Suddenly the story feels like we've only grazed the surface of a vast frozen iceberg, where every answer splinters into deeper, more terrifying questions. Who will dare confront the truth? And who will choose silence, clinging to safety while the secrets tighten their grip? The answers remain buried, but the path ahead is darker and far more unpredictable than anyone imagined. Phylicia, once silent, has finally shattered years of restraint. She's no longer just an insider in the shadows. She's the voice everyone's been waiting for. And when her words land, the world can't turn away. What she revealed jolted social media, forcing people to pause and rethink everything they thought they knew. Within moments, the internet erupted, millions diving in to analyze, argue, and speculate. This marks a decisive turning point, where hidden truths are dragged into the light, and we're only at the beginning of uncovering what's been buried for so long. So here's the million-dollar question. What else is being buried? Was Malcolm really seen as a danger to those pulling the strings? Did Phylicia stay quiet out of choice, or was her silence forced from the very beginning? And why did his sudden heart failure come right after he attempted to meet with someone tied to the Obama Foundation? The timelines don't add up, and you know it. This isn't just another Hollywood misfortune. This is a full-scale cover-up, and what we've uncovered so far is only the beginning. So if you're done with shady insiders, fake tributes, and the lies they keep feeding us, don't scroll away. Drop a 1 in the comments if you stand with Malcolm Jamal Warner, or a 0 if you see it differently. Smash that like button if you're sick of the cover-ups, and hit subscribe, because this rabbit hole goes deeper than anyone expected. One thing's certain, Malcolm's voice may be gone, but his story is still echoing louder than ever. Stay locked in. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.